Today on Reschooled, we look at some sources used to bring in free technology for your classroom. Welcome to Reschooled, the show that teaches you the tips and techniques for effectively incorporating technology into your classroom. I'm your host, Lonnie Harper. Last time we looked at this email. Hi Lonnie, I teach social studies, language arts, and science. Can you tell me exactly how you would incorporate any type of technology into a lesson? Break it down for me, beginning to end, the whole shebang, and pull out all the stops. Sincerely, Jasmine. To answer Jasmine's question, last week we looked at Linuit.com to basically create a parking lot for students' responses to a propaganda question. I also showed you how you could use the same process to create a KWHL chart. Both of these activities were designed to get your students thinking before you engage them in the core content of your lesson. But now with your students primed and ready, let's get to the meat. No matter what grade or subject, the body of your lesson will be to share some knowledge with your students. Your goal is to keep it fun and engaging instead of making it a classic info dump. Since we started answering Jasmine's question in regard to the Holocaust, we're going to finish by showing a few ways to bring in the content while keeping the kiddies biting at the bit. To give students a frame of reference, Google Earth and the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum have 2 layers that you can install that really illustrate the scope and impact of the Holocaust. So from the Holocaust page, go to Mapping Initiatives and scroll down to Mapping the Holocaust for Google Earth. Here you'll find 2 files, a timeline layer and a Holocaust encyclopedia layer. Save those to your computer. Once you've downloaded those, open up Google Earth. We're going to fly to our school location of Kennedy Road Middle School because it's the one that's been bookmarked as our startup page. Once there, go to File and then Open. You can select your 2 layers and open them into Google Earth. You'll then be transported to the given locations on the map. We're going to select Auschwitz as our first camp. You can see the encyclopedia file gives you a lot of the background information about the Holocaust camp of Auschwitz. The blue and red tags mark different photographs that have been uploaded by users. The red thumbnails allow for the 360-degree view of the different areas that you're viewing. Here we can see this one's labeled, as all of them are labeled, but this one is block 10 and 11, between the wall of death. Once finished, click Exit Photo and you'll fly back out to the general map. Remember.org yields a plethora of historical results, specifically a 360-degree virtual tour. Following the link takes you to 2 different concentration camps, Auschwitz I and Auschwitz II. Select your media player, follow the instructions on screen, and then begin your virtual tour of Auschwitz. You'll notice that pointing at different sections on the map tells you exactly what you're looking at. Holding Shift allows you to zoom in, and Control will allow you to zoom out. The nice part about this virtual tour is the descriptions that are provided on each page. Here's block 10 and block 11 in the death wall that we saw earlier through the Google Earth tour. A nice feature with this virtual tour as opposed to Google Earth is that it does allow you to go inside a lot of the buildings. You'll notice that in the crematorium, you can point out the gas chamber, and then when in the gas chamber, it does link back to the crematorium. So it is a good navigation between the different rooms. Students also find great benefit to the realistic side behind this, as it portrays different prisoners held inside the concentration camp and the different stories that corresponds with those people. Clicking Birkenau at the bottom allows you to view Auschwitz II, which was our other virtual tour. For some additional resources, I turn to my connections and my social media. From my Twitter account, I did a search using the hashtag Holocaust. You can find several sources that have all been linked together with the same hashtag of Holocaust. This is how I originally found my Google Earth layers, along with some extra videos that would be great for illustrating different concepts related to the Holocaust. Skype in the Classroom is another great resource for finding other teachers who want to collaborate on projects. To post a project or to search for a project, you only need a Skype account. Clicking on projects after signing in allows you to search based on specific keywords. You can even filter your search based on age, language, and subject. Most of the time when collaborating with other teachers, you need to plan in advance so that you and the other teacher can work together to develop the lesson and decide how it's going to be taught and in what portions and for what each teacher will be responsible for. So here's a class looking to combine to teach a civil rights Holocaust unit. If it's something you're interested in, just click I would like to take part. Since globalization and collaboration are major themes of 21st century learning, opening your classroom to another classroom somewhere else around the world is the first step towards changing your students' educational experience. It's also the first step towards flattening your classroom. Since you'll undoubtedly be closing your lesson or activity with some sort of ticket out the door to check for understanding, may I recommend to you Socrative. Socrative has been blooming around my building since it is web-based, and there's also an app available. Registration is free. After you've created an account, you're assigned a classroom number that you'll always keep. My room number is 77589. Now I'm also going to show you the student page. Students don't need an account, they only need your room number. So I'm going to run 2 pages for this example, one for the student, one for the teacher, and I'll try to keep them both labeled at the bottom. So teachers have real-time questioning. During my discussion, I asked my students a true-false question. On their screen, they have their choices. Once they've made their choice, on my screen, I see, hey, 100% answered false, which gives me good immediate feedback. There's also the option for a multiple choice question. Again, this is something I have pre-prepared. It's on the board, or I just say it out verbally. Students click their answers. And then on the teacher page, I see again 100% have chosen the letter D. Most useful is I have the option for students to submit short answers. Here I have a student give their response to one of the things that they learned about the Holocaust during our discussion today. And then from the teacher's page, once they've submitted their answer, I see the response. I have the option to download and save these responses or delete them. Socrative gives you tons of choices to use, to customize, and it's well worth your look. I strongly encourage you to take these same activities and adapt them to your own classroom. You'll be surprised by the number of math layers you can download for Google Earth, which makes student learning more real world. Also, Skype Classroom is constantly updating with teachers like you who are ready to knock down their classroom walls and invite in other classes from around the world, which, if I haven't said it enough already, is the whole premise behind flattening your classroom. If you've got technology questions, be sure to send those to the usual places. Send also your comments or ideas to help improve the show. Your feedback is needed and always welcome. Or leave it below. So until next time, go teach something. To answer Jasmine's question, last week we looked To answer Jasmine's request, last week we talked about Linowit.com to basically create man. Ooh, I'm a little close, huh? If you've got your own technology, if you've got a technology question, be sure to send it to the usual places. Also, send in your feedback, comments. Comments is the word I would like to say that I've been trying so desperately for now. If you've got technology comments, now I'm saying it.